Hello. Okay, hello.
What's up?
Uh, Nothing. How about you?
Um, Trying to consider whether or not I should tell you about this thing
What thing?
because it's an offer I got, but like I don't know for sure if I'm gonna be able to do it. So if I say it and it doesn't actually happen, then I'm gonna look like a schmuck, and I'm gonna
But
make the
is
people
it
who
really
offer it.
cool?
Yeah, it's super cool.
Well, I want to hear about it
Maybe
then.
I'll tell you privately.
Oh,
Maybe I'll email it to you.
okay, email it to me.
But I told you I got the GDC talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I did do that. This is a separate thing. This has been a good month for me getting awesome things
Awesome.
that I might not be able to fully do. So this episode is going to be about anime. That's what we agreed on.
Oh yeah. I never got to tell the dad story though, did I? Or did I last time?
What dad story?
How he always walks in on us watching TV shows like when there's one sex scene in the entire TV show. You know what I mean?
Just tell it just in case, because I've heard it. I say I've heard it, but I've lived it, so I can't really tell whether or not you actually told it or not, because it's pretty much every day of my life.
Should I save it for a different podcast and then just
No,
talk
just
about
say
it?
it. Fuck it, say it now. Who cares?
Okay. Dad, I was gonna write a. Oh no. I still have my cough. I apologize.
The fuck.
I was gonna write a blog post on the Hey Ash page about this, but I figured I'd just tell it. Dad has this ability to like, whenever Anthony and I are watching anything, it doesn't matter what, it could be a TV show or a movie. If there's a sex scene in that movie or that TV show, he will walk in only during the sex scene. Like we were watching Firefly, we were marathoning it, and literally, I feel like I've told this. Did I tell this?
I don't think so.
Okay, well we were marathoning Firefly, and literally, there's like what, like three sex scenes in that show,
Like
maybe?
in 15 hours of television, there is like three. I don't even remember the third. I remember the
There's
first companion sex scene. I remember the stuff at the brothel, and that's it.
and then the well when she has sex with the woman, the ambassador or whatever.
Oh
Not the
yeah.
ambassador, but the yeah.
Why did I block out that one? That was the best one.
I know. I'm actually I'm concerned.
I'm ashamed.
Yeah, seriously. Your straightness is in question constantly, Anthony.
Yeah, like it hasn't been before.
Yeah.
This is a purely new revelation.
Pardon me. And Dad walked in, and every single time there was a sex scene. Only when there was a sex scene. Every single time. Like he would never walk in and be like, "Hey, what you guys watching?" When it was just like mouse shooting people, or they're riding horses, or just talking on Serenity.
Well, it's not that he came in intentionally because he heard fucking. It's just like
No, it was
he
just
came in to
literally
get milk or something like that, and then like people would just start fucking on the screen. Like he's basically got a superpower. If you're watching
Yeah.
anything, Dad will be able to walk in and make the people on screen fuck. Like no matter what, you could be watching, Bananas and Pajamas, and they're gonna start doing each other doggy style. It's like I mean,
Literally make sex happen.
yeah.
Where it goes.
I mean, our dad is cool, but that doesn't reduce the weirdness that everyone feels. I mean, I assume everyone has experienced a thing where you're watching a movie with your parents or something like that, and there's a sex scene, and it's just that awkward tension, and you don't really know what to do about it. But like, our dad's cool, but that still doesn't reduce that awkwardness, and it happens every single time we're watching a movie and he walks in. And now it's actually reversed because now that he has Netflix on the 360, he's always watching these shitty movies, and shitty movies always have sex scenes. So whenever I come in to like make a quesadilla for myself, people are always fucking. So as far as I can tell, like it's a
You inherited the
reciprocative.
power.
Yeah. It's a power that just goes through the generations because now I know how
More
he
than that,
felt.
I just have like the most awkward like experiences. Also, even beyond him, just like walking in. I remember when we watched Mariachi the first time. That sex scene in that movie is fucking turbographic, and it was
Watch,
just
wait,
like
what?
a mariachi.
I don't remember a sex scene in that.
It's like Salma Hayek and Antonio Banderas.
That's Desperado, stupid.
My bad, Desperado.
El Mariachi's the low budget shitty one.
Sorry, Desperado. They're just
Yeah, that one's graphic as fuck.
yeah, and I watched that with
That
Dad.
one I remember.
It was just me sitting on the couch, like, and Dad just sitting in his chair, and just fucking. And I was young too. I was like I was in elementary school probably. I was probably in middle school, and I was just like sitting there, and I was just like horrified. Like I didn't want to get up because I didn't want to draw attention to the fact. I just had I don't know.
That
But
was a
and then
graphic ass thing. Now I'm thinking about it, and I'm remembering how goddamn graphic that was. That was like practically porn.
yeah, it was super awkward. And then there was this other time. I think we were watching 21 Grams, and Dad asked me for a hug or something, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give Dad
Oh
a hug.
no.
And then right as I was giving him a hug, I like look at the TV and it's fucking Sean Penn sucking on Naomi Watts' nipple, and I was like, ah, why? I was freaking out. Oh my god, it's terrible.
Anime. Let's talk about anime.
Let's talk about anime. I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
So favorite animes.
Um,
Do you watch a
well,
lot of animes traditionally?
I used to, not so much anymore. When I was a kid,
Are you eating?
yeah.
Continue.
It's a strawberry Pop-Tart.
You're a fucking cunt. Continue.
I haven't had breakfast. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. When I was younger, well, we watched Pokemon way back in the day, and then one day, one magical day when my life changed forever, I came home after school, and I put on Cartoon Network, and Sailor Moon had started playing. Like, they started putting Sailor Moon on Toonami, and I was just like, "What is this magical land where there's Supergirl power, and everyone has superpowers and crazy outfits and stuff." I just really love Sailor Moon. I really don't know why, but I loved it for such a long time, and I still actually kind of still love it deep down in my heart for nostalgia purposes. I recognize it's a terrible, mediocre show that's super repetitious, but I really love it.
Every time I would come in, in the same way that every time Dad walked in there was sex happening, every single time I came in, Tuxedo Mask was solving their problems for them. They're about to get completely fucked over in the tuxedo. Like, oh my god, Tuxedo Mask! And he throws a rose, and it's like, no big deal, kids. The men.
And then he says a weird poem thing.
Yeah, the men came in to save you. No big deal.
Oh, sad. No. Well, I mean, it's Girl Power E. He does that occasionally, but mostly it's just Sailor Moon. I mean, it's not progressive in any way. It's not, it's not good. It's not good.
There's nothing good about it. I just happen to enjoy it with every fiber of my being.
I love it so much. That was the first fan fiction I ever wrote, was about Sailor Moon. I would drag Mom. I remember I would drag Mom to comic book stores and shit, and because I would look for anything related to Sailor Moon. So I'd buy all of the Japanese manga and be really confused why they had different names. And they had all these little Sailor Moon keychains. I bought all of them. They had a kind of a D&D for Sailor Moon. I never actually played it, but I just read through the guidebook because they had stuff about the characters and I think I would draw Sailor Moon characters when I was at school, at elementary school.
Yeah, I wonder why that was. I mean, now that you're older and more rational, I guess, and more analytical.
Same thing with Final Fantasy, actually. I realized that I was just the game master of our playground fun times. I would bring the Final Fantasy manual, and I'd be like, "All right, I'm Eris, you're Tifa, Lisa. You look kind of like a dude, so you get to be Cloud."
Lisa did look like a dude.
Lisa did look like a dude. So that's what we would do. And then from Sailor Moon, it went to Tenchi Muyo. Well, it was Tenchi Muyo and Sailor Moon, and I think Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z all at the same time on Toonami. That was my optimal Toonami viewing pleasure, because I like Tenchi Muyo as well. I don't really know why. It's kind of weird, and there was incestuous stuff going on because what's her face with the purple hair was Tenchi Muyo's cousin in the future or something, but she had the hots for him. And then
those Japanese people love to find any way they can to make it not quite incest.
Yeah, they're almost pseudo incest. It's
they want to get the thrill of incest fetishism without actually being full on about it. I remember when I used to read something awful like hentai reviews, that would be 90% of the game. 90% of those games were you have to fuck this chick and she's kind of your sister, but not. It's okay. Don't tell nobody. It's fine. But she's kind of your sister.
Don't tell nobody.
That's pretty much what the games were. The sleaziest shit ever.
Don't tell nobody. So that's what Tenchi Muyo was. It was just a bunch, and I never understood why either. I was like, why does everyone like this guy? He's actually pretty whiny.
I think it's just fantasy for the guys. Hey, if you're whiny enough, women will dig you.
I just like Ryoko because she was she's a bounty hunter or something. I don't know. She was nuts. I also like Monster. I don't remember.
My only exposure to anime was that shit you watched, and I hated all of it, and I still do. And so for a long time, I was just completely anti-anime.
A lot of my anime isn't good, and I will admit the shit that I watched back in the day was not good. I just like it.
Yeah, I mean, the only anime I liked when I was younger was the original Dragon Ball, because that is just a fucking awesome quest show.
That show was awesome, yeah.
Yeah, because it was it had an endpoint, and I'd never seen that. I mean, because American TV shows don't do that. Thundercats, will get to find Mumra. They'll get to the point where they can kill Mumra, and they just don't, just because that would be wrong. Yeah, and they would end the show. But Dragon Ball had an ending, and the whole show, builds up to that. What are they going to wish for when they finally get all the Dragon Balls? And the answer to that is the coolest fucking thing ever. And all the characters are great. And I was like, oh my god, all anime is like Dragon Ball. And now that I'm 22, I know that no anime is like Dragon Ball except for Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I've been consistently disappointed by everything I've ever seen. But
no, Dragon Ball's fantastic.
Yeah, but and then I saw Dragon Ball Z and thought it just pissed me off. And then Sailor Moon is an extension of the things I don't like about Dragon Ball, where it's just this weird, almost bad video game sort of structure where it's, we have to defeat this big boss by using all of our powers, and maybe it'll kill us, but of course it won't, because we're all the main characters. And then, oh no, there's another boss that's somehow even tougher than that first boss, and maybe now the old boss is gonna, and it just pissed me off. But in the intervening time, I've started watching animes that I actually like a little bit more of. But
I mean, yeah, Sailor Moon was very much that way. But I think because it was so repetitious, when moments happened where they actually got like legitimately hurt, it was kind of like it impacted me in more ways. Like I think the second season or however the fuck, I don't know. When they called them like the outer senshi came in.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's just like they brought in new sailors, so it was like Neptune and Uranus and
Was that one of the ones that was a dude?
yeah, like that weird thing. Yeah, in Japan it was like a dude. No, wait, they were lesbians, and so they didn't want to have that exposed to kids in America, so they made them cousins, Neptune and Uranus. And then there were other senshi that were literally dudes usually, and then when they became sailors, they turned into women. I think, yeah. Um, there's just like one thing where they're like taking there's like heart crystals, some bullshit, I don't know, and there's like specific people within like the Sailor Moon world that have heart crystals, and the bad guy needs them to do something horrible. I don't know, but it turns out that like two of the sailors have the heart crystals, and you don't really expect it, and then like they get them taken out, and I think I actually cried because I was a little bitch when I was a kid.
What?
But like they're like because they had like this ray sort of thing.
Did they
that would
put
take the
R2
heart
back
crystals out.
together?
They put R2 back together. But like they would have like this ray and they shot it at Neptune and like the heart crystal comes out and they pretty much their eyes go dead and then they fall limp. And I really liked them at the time. So I was just like freaking out. I was like, "Wait, what?" Cuz like no one was around. It was just them and like someone was like on the other side of the like on the other side of the universe and I was just like very very concerned. But I admit that it's terrible.
That shit was bad.
Since then Sailor Moon, Tenchi Muyo, Dragon Ball. I watched any anime essentially that was on Toonami. Like Ronin Warriors was on there for a while. I watched that. I wasn't super crazy about it, but I watched it.
Isn't that actually like? Isn't that just the American name? Like in reality, it's like Gundam something. Is that one of those?
Yeah, they have like 1,000 different kinds of Gundams. I watched those, and then I started watching Adult Swim. And fuck Inuyasha. That's all I have to say. That show is a piece of shit. I don't understand why anyone likes it. Inuyasha's terrible.
I know what it is.
And they would play it all the time. It's just bad.
I think that's just an extension of the same sort of stuff that we watched as kids. Only now you're not okay with it.
Yeah, I
like,
just have the nostalgia probably.
Yeah, I mean, because from what I hear about Inuyasha and Bleach and like Tenchi or not Tenchi, Naruto and stuff like that, it's just basically the same sort of like we got to go on this adventure, guys. Come on, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go really fast. and We're gonna win. Like that kind of thing that we can no longer tolerate. But like the most anime that I watch that is revolving around something other than just people sitting around talking to each other, I kind of tend to hate. Like I don't. I was watching Gotcha Man, which is actually the coolest. Like we Ash Davis and I got this game Tatsunoko versus Capcom, and Tatsunoko is this Japanese anime studio that makes a shitload of anime, and they have all these like wacky characters and stuff like that you can play as. And I wanted to figure out who they were and where they came from, so I watched Yatterman, which was like this really sort of kooky, funny, kind of angled at kids, but like in this weirdly enjoyable way where it doesn't take itself seriously at all, and the villains are like way more interesting than the good guys because they're kind of like they're like Team Rocket, you know, they're like bumbling and stupid and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I watched Gotcha Man, which is basically just Power Rangers, except everyone's a bird, and they call themselves Science Ninjas, which is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. But like, something about anime action doesn't actually appeal to me at all. That's why I hate Akira. I don't understand anyone's fascination with Akira, and I really want to, but it just there's this weird sort of thing with like okay, we both watched Millennium Actress by Satoshi Kon, and we both liked it presumably.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I love that, and it was just this really down to earth story, and it's sort of in the same way that like Chris Ware comics are just the most minimal human emotions and like depictions of human emotions possible, so you can sort of like project your own shit onto them. Like that's the way that like anime works best for me. Like Grave of the Fireflies made me cry like a little bitch. Millennium Actress I really loved.
Yeah.
There's some other stuff, and like that really works for me with anime. When it comes to like people just fucking shit up, for some reason that has no interest in me. Even Samurai Champloo I like, but it's only because of the characters.
Yeah.
I just that's weird.
I find that I'm kind of that way about a lot of things, though. To be honest, like
I'm not that way about like action movies. I can get behind any gunfight in an action movie regardless of context.
but I mean,
like,
well, yeah, like gunfights and stuff. But like I was thinking about I was talking to Jerry actually about the Dark Knight and like those chase sequences, like going through the tunnels and like when Harvey Dent is in the is in custody or something because he said he was the Batman and then the Joker's chasing him down. That part bores me actually.
well, I think it's also just because Christopher Nolan isn't really good at shooting action.
You think so?
I mean, like every martial arts fight scene in that movie is like it's really awkward. It's kind of like watching I don't know. It's like watching your dumb stepdaughter try to like spell a big word for you to like show what she learned, and you just have to sort of like she's wonderful otherwise. Like she's really nice and she's got a good heart, but like every time she starts spelling shit, you have to sort of just smile and nod and like clap at the end and pretend like you enjoyed what you saw, but then just forget about it as quick as you can in order to continue liking the child. Because like no, I don't know anybody who actually liked the fight scenes in Dark Knight or any like I mean
Really?
the action
Okay.
stuff's okay, but that's not what anybody talks about. They talk about a guy putting a pencil through another guy's fucking eye, that kind of shit.
Okay, I don't know if it was just me because those parts bored me,
Yeah, no, I mean, and
and I
it's
cared about the character and stuff.
yeah, I think it's just that they do
Oh,
that
okay.
poorly. I mean, I'm sure you presumably you like the action scenes in Serenity or whatever.
Let me think.
Come on, River
I
and the
mean, yeah.
Reavers.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I
I was
mean,
trying to think like Mal versus the operative is fine.
that
It's
was
not
great.
bad. Um,
I actually love that fight scene because it's
the
like
one with Inara there, or the one with at the end. The
either
one
of
at the
them.
end is fantastic.
Either of them really, because I mean, the thing about Serenity that it really nails is that it's like they're character-driven fights in a weird kind of way. There's no sense of like, you know how the guy with the weird voice when he did the Phantom Menace review, he was talking about the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul was
Uh-huh.
dishonest because it was just about Flash and not about how they were actually feeling.
Yeah.
Like Mal getting his ass completely kicked by this guy who's basically beating him with one hand. But like every move that Mal does has this sort of arrogance behind it and this sort of begrudging attempt to prove that he's like the big dick in town. And the operative is just really calm about everything, and that kind of gets turned on its head. During the last fight when he like damages his comm and shit like that. Like I really dig those fight scenes just because of how they sort of present the characters and their states
Yeah.
of mind. But in anime, I was watching Gotcha Man, and I watched some other action anime that I can't think of now. But like Dragon Ball Z fits the bill too. There's this weird sort of focus on the spectacle of it without any reasoning behind it. Like even stuff that's not action based, like Paprika, that other Satoshi Kon movie.
Uh-huh.
Like I like Paprika, or I like Satoshi Kon. I love Satoshi Kon, in fact. But
Yes.
there's this
Satoshi
weird
Kon's good.
there's this weird focus on like the images, and the spectacle of it is more important than it making any sort of like logical sense or being necessarily like cohesive in any way. So like guy's a robot now and he's eating things and just deal with that, and it kind of means something about his character, but it's also kind of just because it looks cool and butterflies everywhere and just deal with it. And
I think maybe that's just something with anime that's, not to completely
no, I mean because that's kind of
generalize an entire race, but like that's what Miyazaki is like.
yeah, Spirited Away is very much that.
It's very visually engaging. Like all of his movies are. But then also like I don't know.
I'm one of the only people around who doesn't really get a super hard on about Miyazaki. Like I liked Howl's Moving Castle, but Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke did almost nothing for me.
I liked them. I really really like House of
Why?
Moving Castle. House? I think mostly honestly because of he's really really good at creating worlds, like just making like self-contained like
I can understand that.
believable settings. Like Spirited Away, I can imagine it existing before Sen goes there and after. Like same with the world Howl's Moving Castle. He kind of establishes a full history and like political, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? I forget anyway. But like he kind of just establishes it just through visuals, which I think is really really cool. And the storylines, I mean, they kind of go over my head, but like I'm not anyone really.
I think they go over Miyazaki's head.
Maybe they go over.
I mean,
Everyone.
there's that part in Howl's Moving Castle where they're like, whatever happens, we can't get the fire out of the castle, otherwise the castle's going to die. Like under no circumstances. And then they pause 30 seconds to like, get the fire out of the castle now.
Yeah, I know.
You okay?
Um,
Goodness.
I have really bad cough,
hmm
clearly. But
Have you seen Paranoia Agent?
I'm sorry.
Have you seen Paranoia or heard of Paranoia Agent?
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, like the Satoshi Kon show, like that for about the first.
Wait, is that
half...
the one with the guy that is on roller skates?
Yeah,
in the
Lil
back?
Slugger.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the first half or maybe first 6 episodes or whatever it is of that series is like some of the best. Not just anime I've ever seen, but just some of the best like television I've ever seen. Period. Because it's this,
Really?
yeah. I mean, because it's this episodic sort of thing where it's like this. There's this city, and the only thing that unites all these different, like every episode is a different character, and they all have these different sort of short stories. So it almost feels like an anthology show. But it's just their regular lives. It's nothing really spectacular, except for this little slugger kid unites all the stories because at the end of most of the people's stories, like little slugger attacks them, and he doesn't kill them, but he like wounds them pretty badly and stuff like that. And there's a sort of overarching trying to figure out who little slugger is, and that's a little bit secondary to each of the individual stories and like what they say about life in Japan in a weird sort of way. But like about halfway through, or maybe 3/4 of the way through, they come up with this explanation for who little slugger is that is realistic, down to earth, completely plausible, changes the story in a way that is really meaningful and like when you watch a movie with a really good twist that isn't just gotcha, but it's like it actually changes everything about what you thought in a positive way and not in a way that like reduces everything before it, like it enhances it. Like it's got that moment, and then because it's Japanese, like they keep going, and they're like, no, just kidding, it wasn't actually that thing, we were wrong. It's actually a big black, like, symbolic cloud of death
Oh
and
no.
guilt. That, like, it's literally this big black wave of, like, black slime that is symbolic of all the impersonal hatred and irrationality and guilt and sadness of, like, Japanese people that literally, like, floods the streets and becomes this big anime catastrophe that's visually cool but doesn't fucking mean anything. And it encapsulates everything I love about anime in terms of what it can do with just, you know, that sort of simplistic character design where you're reading a lot of stuff into it, and also that horrible Eastern sort of storytelling philosophy where everything has to get really big and the why isn't as important as, like, what you're seeing. Like, I just thinking about it makes me tense because it's such a perfect, like, twist that is immediately disregarded.
That's really sad.
Yeah, you should watch it though because it's got one of the most, like, it's just a really cool structure, and it's got one of the most haunting opening and closing credit sequences I've probably ever seen. Because it's people, like,
Maybe I should,
laughing, being super
but
happy.
I don't want to be like super like disappointed like you were.
Well,
though.
you've been pre-disappointed, so it's okay. And if you want to, you can, you know, once you get to the twist that doesn't, like, actually count as a twist, you can just stop watching if you really wanted to.
I guess that's true. I'm trying to think of other animes now that I've watched.
Did you watch Fooly Cooly?
I watched Big O. That's what I was thinking.
What is
of.
Big O? Is that the one with the robot?
It's the one with
I
the
like
big...
that narrows it down. Well done,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Woo, Anthony!
Yeah, Anthony.
Yeah, yeah.
Some animes have robots.
It's the one. It's like if Bruce Wayne had a huge robot, essentially. I mean, that's the kind of tone of it. I forget what the city is called, but it's like everyone forgets things. I guess everyone, like, doesn't know their past or something weird like that. And there's this guy that, like, solves mysteries.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cross Dock City with Bruce Wayne with Iron Man
Why is it like a New Jersey guy?
because it's like it just sounds. I don't know. It sounds right. Some guy from New Jersey comes to Japan and pitches all of their shit.
Uh, but it was actually kind of cool just because I like Batman.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what it felt like to me, is like if Batman had a big robot rather than just like hanging out in the suit.
Skills.
Yeah, than the skills, yeah. I didn't watch Fooly Cooly though. I've seen like, um, I think I've seen like maybe one or two episodes. I was just like sitting in bed one night watching Adult Swim and it was on, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on because it was like this little boy had like shit coming out of his head,
Yeah, he's got a big
and there was
weenus
this crazy
coming out of his
girl
head.
with like, I don't even know. Yeah, but I know Christina loves that show.
It's pretty much the. I mean, I kind of like it, but at the same, because it's, you know, it's this sort of heavy. Unlike Paranoia Agent, it sort of puts its, like, crazy ass symbolism, like, right at the forefront. Because, like, literally, you know, a big dick comes out of the guy's head. Like,
Yeah.
that's the beginning of the show. It's like, oh, maybe this is about puberty and adolescence. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. And so
I don't know, maybe.
you sort of go with it, and it's just got this sort of, like, weird punk, you know, J-pop rock sensibility to it. But some people, like, it really really affected them in some way, and I just sort of liked it. Maybe it's worth watching again. But
Yeah, potentially.
yeah. What about
You should-
Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo?
I love Samurai Champloo, and Cowboy Bebop is a waste of time, as far as I'm concerned, except for Ed.
Yeah.
Ed is fantastic.
I
mean,
feel
the entire
a
show should be
little
about Ed.
weird saying that aloud though, because, like, everyone loves Cowboy Bebop except for, like, you and me.
I don't understand why, because maybe it's just that they like anime in general, and it's just like, what's his name?
Spike Spiegel.
Spike is just like one of those annoying, like, you know, casual badass in quotation marks that they just piss me off, and like
Yeah, I despise
I
that.
I
role.
don't sympathize with him at all.
I don't buy it. Like, the nobody's that cool and not just trying to be that cool. That's why I really appreciate Samurai Champloo, because, like, Mugen is sort of like Spike Spiegel, except, like, the way a Spike Spiegel actually would be, because he's, like, trying to be super cool, but he's also fucking retarded and, like, gets the guys into a lot of trouble because he's trying to be so cool.
Yeah,
And such a badass about stuff. And Jin is like the quiet badass, but he also, you know, is actually kind of bookish and lonely and not that, like.
yeah. I don't think Jin's ever trying to be badass. He just kind of like he's really good at he's a really good swordsman, but like yeah, he kind of has like the whole like lonely. He's not super happy about his life kind of thing about him. Um, and is it Mugen?
Yeah.
And Mugen's just dumb.
Yeah. But, like, he's like weirdly likable in that way because the show, like, is upfront about, like, this guy's kind of dumb. Like, he'll do really badass things, but he'll also do really stupid things, and, you know, you get to decide whether the badass stuff weighs out the stupid stuff. And in the end, I really ended up liking him. When he took that fucking claw to the hand, I went, "Ay!" at the end of the
Hey,
Ay!
but Samurai Champloo was great, and I really like Fu.
She is a great, not only
She's-
a great foil for them, but, like, she's, like, a legitimately cool character in her own right.
Yeah, like I just assumed because like they're well not goofy, but like they have such kind of strong characteristics themselves that I just assumed that Fu would be like
They're caricatures.
yeah, and I kind of assumed that Fu would be like neutral or almost like the straight man in a way, but she also has her own character too, which is cool.
But yeah,
Um,
like I think the clever thing about Fu is that she is sort of even tempered enough that she does kind of give you that straight man aspect, but not at the expense of like being interesting. Because she's still got her like weird perks about she's a champion eater and she loves food and stuff like that. Like that's her
yeah.
weakness. And
Oh my God, I have a memory when I used to eat meat back in the day.
back in the
Uh,
day,
back in the DZ. When we watched Samurai Champloo, we remember we had those rice bowls with steak, and we
yeah.
watched that episode and we ate it like they did.
Well, there's no way to watch that episode where they do the eating contest and not after like 30 seconds not want to eat a bowl of rice with some sort of dead animal. In
Yeah,
it. Like immediately get out the chopsticks, get some fucking fish sauce, and then just eat along with them and feel like a small child watching Saturday morning cartoons, except with more rice. And I really appreciated that.
I know it was great.
I still don't. I don't. I wonder if I watch Samurai Champloo again, if the ending would be less irritating to me though. Because
I don't know.
I'm the only
That
person who actually
irritated
gets a
me
little bit
too.
bothered. Oh, really? Okay, good.
Yeah, I know it did.
Not that I mean, just the fact that it's like that the whole moral of the story is, isn't it great that we all found friends? And then the last line of the show is like, bye,
Okay, bye. Yeah,
bye. See you in like 8 years, friends that I no longer have any connection to, even though I do.
I know it was a super bummer. Like, why didn't they just hang out more? They obviously liked each other by the end.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me being sentimental and simplistic, or if it's the show sort of prioritizing images over character logic. Because it's a cool thing to watch a bunch of people walking into the sunset in different directions, but like it doesn't actually, to me, match up with what they were saying.
Yeah. No, I felt the same way.
Hmm.
But Samurai Champloo's fantastic. Cowboy Bebop can suck a dick.
Except for Ed.
Except for Ed.
Except for Ed and Ein.
Ed and Nine are the best.
The weird thing about that show is like how little it seems to care about its own characters at the end. Or no, that's not true. That's not true. But it's like that sort of whole sensibility of cool and not taking anything super seriously or being dramatic about it, like extends to the end of the show when I was actually not feeling that. Like as little as I like certain aspects of the show, like I really liked Ed and Ein, and I worried about Faye Valentine, what was going to happen to her. But the show's like whatever, it's no big deal. They just leave.
Yeah.
Life goes on, bitch. Like it was almost like it's almost kind of cool in its own weird way to have the show be that dispassionate about the exact same thing happening at the Samurai Champloo at the end of Samurai Champloo is kind of a big deal, but like for the show to be so dispassionate about all these characters leaving each other and they've spent 12 episodes or 24 episodes, whatever it is, together, just going their separate ways. That's kind of surprising to me. And maybe it's cool, maybe it's not. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I feel like I'd have to rewatch it. Maybe.
Yeah. Either
I
way, though, I'm
just
sure I don't like the thing with Spike's ex-girlfriend. Like, I'm positive there's no situation in
no.
which
It's
that would
so
make
dumb.
sense.
It's so dumb. It's like pointless. I
Where
don't
is she?
care at all.
Where is she, Ashley? Ashley, where is she? Where is she?
Oh, there
Oh,
she
she's
is.
right there.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
bye.
Bye.
Oh. Or bye. Like, that's the show. Congratulations. You don't have to watch Cowboy Bebop again, because we just summarized all of it.
Like Spiegel, I don't understand.
Yeah.
But trying to think what else.
Did you watch, like, Trigun or Helsing or D or any of those? They
I
seem like
watched
action-y sort of things, and I never got into them.
I don't think I watched any of those. I think I might. What else did I watch? I watched more than this. Oh, I watched Card Captor Sakura.
The fuck is that?
It's it's dumb. It's like baby anime essentially.
Mhm.
It's like
We didn't actually talk about Pokemon, because I think that
I
deserves
guess-
credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that is a legit, enjoyable show for what it is. I think. I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah, we haven't watched it in a while.
But I mean, like, even some stuff I liked. I liked Dragon Ball Z for a little while as a kid, and now I can look back and say it's retarded. But I don't feel any of that kind of regret about Pokemon, because it was this sort of cutesy like mixing of like how can we use Pokemon as metaphors for teaching kids like lessons. So like that whole episode with the Pikachu and the Raichu, where like Raichu's just basically a stronger version of Pikachu because his gym trainer used a Power Stone to level him up. And like Pikachu's like, no, Pika, I'm not gonna be able to defeat him. I'm not gonna be able to defeat him. And Ash is like, come on, Pikachu, just do it. He's like, okay, and then he does it. Like the whole moral is like, he learned the quick attacks that he had to learn when he was in a Pikachu form because he didn't use the Power Stone to evolve himself. So like the moral of the story is like, don't do steroids. That's the subtext of that story. And they managed to get there by fucking using Pokemon and gym trainers and stuff like that. And that's fucking cute and clever.
Wait, did we talk about? I feel like we've talked about this.
We talked about it in a car once.
Is that? Oh, okay. I can't. Our conversations blend together. I don't know if we're doing them on podcasts or in real life anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we talked about Charmander, the really sad episode where they're trying to keep his tail from going out. But then
Yeah.
why did they just put him in the Pokeball?
Why don't you shut up? How about you go fuck yourself and you let Charmander do what he wants to? Maybe he didn't like being in the Pokeball. Did they? I wonder if they ever explored like later in the series or any of the other games, or just in an offhand kind of way, like what it's like to be inside a Pokeball. Because I can't imagine it's great.
No, unless
Unless it's like I Dream of Jeannie and she's actually got like a full size like room that you hang out in there that has
I
everything.
kind
you
of imagine
want.
Charmander just like it's like coming home to like an apartment, like he takes off a hat. And, like,
It's like Mad Men. He's just beating the shit
yeah,
out of his
he's just
wife.
he like wipes his feet on the rug. He like makes himself a cup of coffee and like then sits down and like reads through the paper. Decides maybe I want to watch some TV. Watch some
The
TV.
mental image of Charmander in like an overcoat and like a 1950s overcoat wearing a fedora
Yeah.
is my favorite thing I've ever thought of. Like
It's
I've ever had into
adorable,
my
isn't it?
head.
It's
Yeah.
like kind of the way I'm visualizing it. It makes him look like he's a noir detective, but like
Yeah,
still.
and he's hunched over a little bit, like he's just a little bit world weary about
Yeah.
everything. He's got cases, but what's the
like
big deal?
what's the point?
This is the city of angels. He hasn't seen one. It's just nothing but sin and destruction. Char char, and then he just like
Char char!
just blows on some meat to cook it for himself and just eats it because he's fucking hard.
Oh yeah, because he could do that.
Yeah,
He just like cuts it very slowly and eats it very politely, and
that's
makes
fucking
mixes himself a scotch and like something, and brushes his teeth and goes to bed. And then like midway through going to sleep, he has to go out and fight.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's right about a journal. So he's like, Charmander, I choose you. God fucking damn
God
it.
fucking damn it!
I was an inch away from fine. Yeah, char char. Okay, bye. Let me get back to my fucking gin.
That's how I imagine.
I don't know if I feel bad that I stopped watching Pokemon or not because I really
don't know if you
appreciated
feel
the yeah. Because I mean, on the one hand, it's good that I didn't get like hardcore into it, but on the other hand, I really like you were talking about before with what Miyazaki does. Like that's the anime does an even better job of I think building the Pokemon universe and making it feel plausible than the game does to some extent. Because like it's one thing to have a game say, okay, when you go to these little nursing stations, they'll nurse your Pokemon back to health. It's another to have a story that actually like works that into it. It somehow feels more believable. When they actually go and they meet Nurse Joy or whatever, and their actual characters and stuff like that. We didn't even talk about the greatest anime of all time,
What?
Azumanga Daioh.
Oh my god, we didn't talk about Azumanga Daioh. Fuck. We love Azumanga Daioh.
That's what I'm talking. That's my favorite shit about anime. Like it takes the fact that since it's just animation that you can sort of adjust your comic timing around that to like someone can go from just having their head down on a desk to like in the very next frame being like jumping up and just waving their hands around. And it's like if it's a bad anime then that feels really like lowest common denominator and clumsy slapstick. But like somehow Azumanga Daioh has this incredible sense of humor and comic timing that I don't know how it translates over to like white people, but it does.
I know their comic timing is like incredible. I don't understand how you can convey that in an anime, and also all the characters are very like they're not stereotypes at all. Like you have, I mean, with shoot, what's the girl's name? That's like she's got the
Sasaki?
big boobs. Sasaki. She seems like the typical like antisocial like brooding anime character, but then really it's just like she's just awkward. Like she doesn't know how to interact with people. She actually like wants to be friends and like loves cute things and like
Loves cats.
dogs, and cats, and yeah, and like flowers and shit. And everyone's really surprised by it. And she doesn't really care about being really good at sports. And like I don't know, all the characters are very well like established in such a way that I don't think they fall into like any anime stereotypes, and they work really well together. Like Tomo-chan is just hilarious. Like she's bubbly and energetic in that typical anime way, but she's just so stupid, and the show acknowledges that she's stupid.
She's kind of like Mugen in that
Like,
respect.
Yeah, kind of.
That's all I had to say.
No, yeah, but it's just, God, it's just such a fantastic show. I recommend
It's
it to anyone.
kind of like surprising because for a show that's that funny, like you wouldn't expect them to care about the characters as much as they do and sort of develop them
Yeah.
out and stuff like that. But they all feel like three-dimensional people, and to some degree there's development of characters and things change. And to some degree not because it's funny or not to them because it's just high school. You don't change 180 degrees or whatever. But
Yeah,
like the stuff with the lesbian who has a crush on Sasaki and certain like the thing that what's her face wants to get a dog or whatever it is. Like there's just little stuff in there that is kind of legitimately I guess emotional and hits home,
Yeah,
but like
no,
not
it
but not
definitely
in a
is.
way that feels overwrought or takes
Yeah.
away from the humor in any way. Like it's this really subtle just like hidden in there kind of thing where
Yeah.
you're laughing at the fact that like Osaka doesn't know anything one minute
Yeah.
and then the next minute it's like the sweet little thing about the girl really wants to get a dog but her mom is allergic, or she wants to get a cat but her mom is allergic, so she has to keep trying to pet this cat that she sees outside her house but it keeps hating her and like she's like Charlie Brown and Lucy with a fucking ball.
And do you remember that episode? I think when they go on a field trip or they go to the zoo or something, and that cat eventually ends up liking her.
Mhm.
I actually felt pretty sad when she had to leave the cat.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, finally she has a cat that likes her, and she was so happy. And then like whenever she goes to Chio-chan's house and She's just sitting with her dog, and she just like
The enormous, adorable
the
dog.
enormous, like adorable dog, and she has this like happy little smile on her face.
Hmm.
They managed to construct that.
And it doesn't, when it happens, it doesn't feel like a very special episode of Azumanga Daioh. Like, it
No,
doesn't.
it's just like small like little moments that completely integrate perfectly into the rest of the show, and don't like draw attention to themselves.
Hmm.
Like I was actually really sad when we stopped watching it because it was like they graduated
Hmm.
and there was no more, and then they were all going to split up and go different places. And it was actually like legitimately sad for me.
Hmm.
Like I think they had like the last episode or something. They all Chio-chan makes them like these luck charms or something, so they do well in their finals or their whatever tests that they have. And they're all kind of like, and someone's like really nervous about doing poorly, and they're all like trying to like make her feel better. And it's just like this very sweet, like very honest, heartfelt kind of thing without being cheesy or over dramatic or whatever. Which I feel like anime often falls into just like doing extremes of emotion.
Or just fiction in general.
Yeah, or fiction in general. But
I,
like
I, I
also,
can't imagine too many, like, I can't imagine Gossip Girl doing that and having it feel as like elegant as it comes off in Azumanga Daioh.
oh yeah,
Not that I watch Gossip Girl. Very much. But it's so weird to like see that sort of style of comedy because you see those kind of things. It's like I thought I was the only person who would find this funny, but there's an entire anime like that whole segment where Osaka is trying to explain to Chio-chan that like what are you going to do if your dog dies or what are you going to do if you're in trouble or something like that, your dad's in trouble, and she goes, well, my dog will save him, and then Osaka goes bang and just like points at the dog with a gun and just pulls the trigger. She goes, your dog is dead. And then like she has to like rethink her whole entire strategy based around the fact that her dog is not dead, and she starts freaking out and shit.
yeah.
Like, I don't know why it's funny. I don't know why it exists, but I'm happy that it does.
I think the thing about Azumanga Daioh is they take anime conventions and then they make them silly. You know what I mean? Like, because when she goes,
Uh-oh. Shit. You would cut out right now.
that kind of thing, where it's like
Repeat everything you just said
something
because you cut out for a
actually
while.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I think like it's like Azumanga Daioh takes like anime conventions and kind of like flips them around and makes them silly and funny. Like when Osaka goes bang at her dog, it does that thing where it's like the action lines that they all come in.
Oh yeah,
and
like
all
the explosion of color behind her.
yeah, and the background disappears. And I think animes usually do that when like a character is surprised or like something's actually happening. But it does it because Osaka's like bang, and it's just
And
they do
like
that-
like completely dispassionately, like in complete contrast
Yeah.
to what the the visuals are. She's like bang, like completely
Yeah.
not even thinking that's a big deal.
it's almost like anime poking fun of itself in a way.
But I don't know enough about anime to know that for sure. But it's like from our admittedly sort
Yeah,
of
from
ignorant
my
position.
experience with anime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That and
Yeah.
the pedophile teacher is one of my favorite characters in fiction.
Oh my god, that's right. What's his name?
I
Fuck.
can't remember.
He's actually like a really nice guy.
Mimura Sensei.
Kimura Sensei.
Kimura Sensei. Yeah.
Kimura Sensei, yeah. And he's actually like a really nice guy. He like gives to charity.
But he also might be a pedophile. Like,
and then
like
his wife, and his wife's like beautiful and like super sweet and like brings him lunch and like loves him unconditionally.
it's they sort of get like the like Tobias in Arrested Development. Like he's funny because he may be gay, and a lot of people like how
Yeah.
look at him as a character and they go, but is he gay or is he not? It's like no, that's not the point. The point is that if you don't know for sure whether or not he's gay, everything he says that sounds kind of gay is made 100 times more hilarious than if you knew one way or the other. Like
Yeah.
that's why he has to exist in that. And that like in the same way that Kimura character, like if you don't actually know if he's like a pedophile or not, like everything he says is fucking hilarious because it's either the sleaziest shit ever that is somehow tempered by him being an otherwise decent person,
Yeah.
or it's like just an accident and he doesn't mean to be like
Super, yeah.
but he doesn't mean to be completely angry and bummed out that they're not doing like shirts versus skins volleyball when he teaches PE or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my god. I totally forgot about him. And then there's that one time he's like looking at the teacher and he starts talking about like a clock, or like he starts making a clock noise and he has like a weird hat on his head. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he goes bang bong bang bong bang bong.
Bang! And then he like, I don't know. It's just such a surreal, like hilarious
Do you remember
show.
when he sings Happy Birthday and then ends it with to himself?
Yeah.
It's Happy Boss Day. And, like everyone is just very very confused and he puts the hat on himself.
Yeah. And then I remember we were watching the one show or the one episode where Chio-chan is in the penguin outfit, I think it is.
Oh my god.
That episode's amazing. 'Cause
no.
she is like fucking adorable, and everyone's
And
freaking
yeah,
out.
and everyone acknowledges how adorable she is. Like
just like,
like
"Oh,
actually
like
experiencing
paralyzed."
physical
Yeah.
pain. Yeah.
They're just like they don't know what to do. They're just like it's too cute. Like they look like horrified almost by it.
Yeah, like they saw she became the infinite and they were just scared to be in her presence.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. That the show like knows.
Understands, yeah.
It understands itself. Like
Yeah,
the
it does, yeah.
first episode, like one of the very first things you see is that yellow cat that like exists in Osaka's mind, just like floating across the screen, making
Yeah.
this like wah, wah, wah noise with no explanation. It's like okay, this is the kind of show that's gonna be. Fucking deal with it. Get used to the kind of shit that's gonna happen because that's your intro. Get out now if you don't find that funny or confusing in an interesting way or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Shit, I asked for questions on Twitter, but like they're questions asked by people who actually know something about anime,
Oh no.
and so it's like, what do you think of Evangelion? It's like I don't know.
I don't.
I never watched Evangelion. Someone just told me the entire ending, and I thought, oh, that's not worth watching because it sounds sad.
I don't
Oh, that's actually kind of an interesting question.
what?
What would the plot of a hypothetical? The Ryan Berg asked, "What would the plot of a hypothetical Hop episode be if done in anime styles?" Now that makes me kind of want to do one, like an all anime
Yeah, I
episode.
kind of feel like we would probably do the Clerks route and be like, "Big American Party,
Big American Party.
everybody just go dancing."
I'm having very
I'm
good
having very good
time.
time. Like
Judge
really.
Foley, Axel Reinhold. No, Axel Foley, Judge Reinhold. Shit, I fucked that
Who is
up.
driving? Oh my God, Bear is driving. How can that be?
Yeah, the only good part of that entire series
Oh,
was
that's
that
so good.
45 seconds of fake anime. Um, I'm just gonna go through these, I guess. Oh, do you remember? Oh, I can't remember what it's actually called, but it was that anime that had the theme song. It was like "Searching for New World," like that really annoying one. Yeah.
What was that one?
I think it was called Spiral or something. It
You
was
were
like,
watching it, right?
yeah.
I wasn't watching that one.
Well, no, you watched a little bit of it with me, didn't you?
All I remember is coming in when hearing that intro, and then you just searched it, or you not searching it, you were singing it. And you would say searching for new worlds, and then after you go ba bo ba ba because it was going to Japanese.
That was actually a pretty cool show. It was like Professor Layton before Professor Layton, because like every show was just like, oh my god, something happened that can be completely explained through logic. Like,
Yeah.
and it was just all this guy trying to figure out logic puzzles, and that just gets me off. So I really enjoyed that. Oh god, these people know way more about anime than we do. Which anime should be localized over to the States? I don't know. I legitimately do not know. What'd you think about Ponyo? I still haven't seen it.
It's adorable. I think, did I talk to you about it at all?
Whatever.
Okay.
You haven't talked to the listeners about it. Both of them. Both of them want to know.
Oh hi.
Hi, mom.
Hi mom. Hi dad. It's pretty much like Little Mermaid if Little Mermaid didn't have any conflict and was 10 times more adorable. It's like Ponyo is this little fish, and then she becomes a human because she really likes this little boy that she meets as a fish, and then they just like hang out for like half the movie. And the character that Liam Neeson voices keeps like referencing like foreboding, oh no, horrible things are going to happen, sort of things. And then like literally there was like 30 minutes left in the movie, and it almost felt like, well, fuck, we didn't actually address the conflict, so maybe we should do something about that. And so it's like literally like the conflict is addressed in like literally like I think a span of a minute, and then everyone's happy again. And then it goes on for a little bit more, and then the movie ends, which is, I mean, it's fine. It's like Miyazaki.
Twilight did that too, though.
Yeah, essentially. But Ponyo is adorable and good, and Twilight is not. It's Ponyo is pretty much just. I'm almost okay with it not having a conflict actually, because I hate it in movies when people feel like when I really like spending time with the characters and then they have to like stop doing that because oh shit, we have to like follow the plot and like have conflict.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like a Doctor Who kind of, where it's like I just want to hang out with the Doctor and Rose, but they have to go fight aliens because that's what Doctor Who is.
Or Zombieland, where it's like the
Yeah, I want to just hear
the best
plot
scene in the
about
movie is a
Santa.
montage of conversation instead of just the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. So Ponyo is pretty much, and like the Ponyo is adorable. Like, I think it's actually Miley Cyrus's little sister, but
That's unfortunate.
she's really good at it actually. And there's just
Don't the Jonas Brothers do the American version of the song or something?
yeah, don't ever look it up. It's terrible. And I think the tiniest Jonas brother does the voice of the little boy. I didn't know that before going into it, so it was fine.
Oh my god, I just remember the little kid from Howl's Moving Castle. The way he says "stand by,"
Stand by.
that makes me. I fucking lose it every time. I don't know why.
Every time I watch that movie too, it makes me want eggs and bacon, even though I don't eat bacon anymore. It's when they make the breakfast at the beginning. Oh, it looks so good. Anyway.
There's something about animated food because we've talked about
Yeah,
the All Dogs
yeah.
Go to Heaven, the pizza and All Dogs Go to Heaven before, haven't we?
I don't think so.
If you just watch All Dogs Go to Heaven, there's that scene where he brings out pizza for the dogs, and it is the greatest pizza I've ever seen in my life. And I want pizza, and I want that pizza like immediately. It's just watch All Dogs Go to Heaven and fast forward the part where there's pizza because it will fucking change your life. Don't you laugh at me. Don't laugh at me, Davis. You agree with me?
No.
Yeah, she remembers. Well, we answered that question about how we were introduced to anime. James L. wanted to know, what are your feelings on Western actors like Christian Bale playing characters in anime?
I'm fine with it, I think. Generally, like, I don't like to watch dubbed anime because the dubbing is terrible. But for like Miyazaki films, the dubbing is always good because they get good actors to do it. So I'm fine with it, and I think everyone in Howl's Moving Castle does a good job. Everyone in Ponyo does a good job. Like, for example, in Ponyo, let's see, Ponyo as a fish sort of person, the little boy feeds her ham at one point, and then when she becomes a full-fledged like little girl, she keeps shouting ham, and it's adorable because she just really wants ham because that's the first thing that she ate, like that he gave her. And I don't think that would have the same effect in Japanese. Like I wouldn't laugh as hard hearing whatever ham is in Japanese.
Well, I was watching, that Yatterman show with Davis, and there's this, like the villains are just have this big, like, sort of car thing that has a bunch of buttons you can press. This one releases spikes. This one releases bombs or whatever. And one of her henchmen has this little catchphrase that where he's like right when he pushes them, and it's just this funny little Japanese noise that I can't replicate. But it's like just like right when he presses it and like bombs come out and everything explodes. But like the translation of it in the subtitles is like push like so. And if I had to watch, if I had to listen to a white guy say push like so like really quick when pressing a button, it wouldn't be funny at all. But because I would never want to watch Azumanga Daioh with dubbing. Because there's something about the rhythm of Japanese language that they understand, and like even if you don't,
Yeah, exactly.
even if you're reading something like and you hear the Japanese language, like the joke somehow takes the rhythm of what is being said, even though you can't understand it, and like that the meaning of that rhythm somehow fixes itself to like the actual words that you're reading. So like you almost get the best of both in terms of comprehension and the timing that it was supposed to sound like.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends. I'm cool with it as far as Miyazaki movies go because they always get good voice actors. But like regular animes, I don't like watching dubbed, especially ones that are just for TV shows because they just get, I don't know why, but they just get such annoying voice actors. Like, just terrible voice actors. I think, I watched Tenchi Muyo. Tenchi has the most, like, nasally, terrible voice. And then I think in the Japanese version, he sounds fine. But, like, in the American version, he's just like, yeah, like, it's just, like, up in his upper register, it's just terrible. And I'm like, why would they do that? But, yeah.
I know a lot of the problem with some anime dubbing, too, is that, like, they don't edit the actual cartoon. They just they just dub over voices, and since Japanese and American speaking patterns don't match up, they have to come up with extra syllables and stuff for people to say.
Yeah,
so they like elongate words and use needlessly like 4-syllable words when a 1-syllable word will do just to keep the mouths moving and keep that match up.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why you constantly get people going, well, and then like continuing to talk because it has to match up. Call Me Alex want to know if you or I have ever cosplayed, and if not, who would we see ourselves cosplaying as?
Never cosplayed. Or is it specifically anime?
Apart from our job.
Yeah, apart from our job. Anime specifically, I guess. I guess we should just say anime specifically.
Yeah, why not?
I guess I would probably cosplay as Fu or as... I would say Sailor Moon, but then I would look slutty because they have super short skirts and I'd feel uncomfortable.
I'd cosplay Sailor Moon.
Yeah, you would cosplay Sailor Moon.
I had cosplayed as Sakura for that one episode.
Which is effectively Sailor Moon, yeah. So you might as well do it again.
Hat, yeah.
Or I would do like an Azumanga Daioh character, I guess, which would effectively just be me in a Japanese schoolgirl outfit, but... I'm trying to think.
I don't know if there are any actual, like, male anime characters I like enough to want to cosplay as.
Oh, I cosplay as Ed. What am I talking about? Yeah, I would cosplay as Ed. Clearly.
There's nobody for me. I can't think of anybody.
All
my anime characters that I really like are female.
What about Jin?
Nah.
Mugen?
Nah. Because they're like, I like them as characters, but there's something when you dress up as Jin or Mugen, you were making an intentional decree that you were trying to be badass or trying to look badass, and I cannot pull that off under any circumstances.
I guess that's true. You could be Kimura Sensei.
I could do that. But the fact that we know Jeff, and Jeff basically looks and 90% of the time acts exactly like him, makes me think that I would be committing a crime to be dressing as him when we know someone who's like 100% better match than that. Mm-hmm. Jeff was in the Final Fight episode, if anybody saw that. He was the guy with the glasses. Kryptonite says, as an anime noob, what should be my first venture into the genre? Well, we're kind of noobs too.
Yeah, we don't really have any. I mean, yeah. As far as good anime that we think is good, just pretty much, if you're looking for TV shows, Azumanga Daioh, Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo is good because it's got sort of a... It's a little bit, it's a little bit westernized. So if it's going to take you a little while to get used to sort of the rhythms of anime, then Azumanga Daioh, or not Azumanga, Samurai Champloo is a pretty good entry.
Yeah, and then as far as like anime directors for like films go, Satoshi Kon is fantastic, and so is Miyazaki. And who did Grave of the Fireflies? I forget now.
I don't actually know, but I think that's the only one of his I've ever seen.
So Tokyo Godfathers is Satoshi Kon, right?
I think Tokyo Godfathers is good too.
Okay, this is going to sound weird if you don't know what I'm talking about, but do you know Little Nemo's Adventures in Slumberland?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Is that an anime technically?
I think so.
Okay, then I love Little Nemo's Adventures in Slumberland.
Oh my god, Porco Rosso.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
Ah, you're a noob then, because that is fucking incredible.
Is it good? I remember you telling me it was hilarious.
Yeah, no, it is, because it's got like I'm
Michael Keaton?
Yeah. I mean, he does a good enough job, but like it's really cool because it's got this sort of atmosphere of like a sky captain kind of thing a little bit. I mean, not that sense of like, oh my god, go get those Jerry's, but like of the it's dudes hanging out in biplanes shooting at each other with no real consequence because nobody really dies and it's not like a super important like life or death kind of thing. Like it's just more about how fun that atmosphere is, and being in World War I planes. But I mean, like they never explain why the main character is a fucking pig like ever. Like he was a World War I pilot. And now he's a pig, and it's like hinted at that maybe like the evils of the war turned him into a pig, but like it's never fucking explained. So it's just this weird sort of freewheeling, just hang out, watch cool shit kind of anime that the character stuff makes enough sense and the humor is there. It might be my favorite Miyazaki movie.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh, you still need to see Totoro.
Yeah, I still haven't seen My Neighbor Totoro though.
Totoro's really great. I think you'll love the Totoro just because his face is hilarious. Just like he's just oh my god, you'll really like it. Actually, they always get annoying child actors to be the English versions. Like I think Dakota Fanning's sister and Dakota Fanning are in Totoro, but in the English dubbing. But yeah, you should definitely see that because that one's really good actually. Yeah, I need to see Pokoroso. And
If you're into the sort of too cool, if you want to test yourself to see if you're into the too cool for school, like action based, I'm so awesome anime, then you might want to watch Golgo 13, the movie that they did, because that's that. I didn't really do much for me.
yeah.
You know what did though?
What?
Was Castle of Cagliostro.
Is that the David Hayter?
Yes, with fucking David Hayter playing Lupin
Did you
the
get all the way
Third.
through it?
Yes,
Was it really good?
it was cool because it's basically like he's that trope of a character that I just fucking love, where he's like sort of the Han Solo, the Doctor, just a sort of a freewheeling con artist. I mean, it's a little bit like Porco Rosso in that it's got a lot of people shooting at each other and stuff, but it's more about like, isn't it fun to watch a sort of completely fantastical escapist adventure where people shooting things like never result in anybody getting killed or getting seriously hurt because it's not a big deal. I'm sure people do get killed and I'm just not remembering, but like it's not it's not Golgo 13 where it's a guy looking very grim and very serious and having sex with chicks and then killing them because it's super cool or whatever. Like it's a really neat just high adventure kind of a thing. And David Hayter is in it.
Which is just fantastic, yeah.
And sometimes when he yells, you hear just a little bit of snake. It's like, oh my god, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's just
Have
it's
you
like a
ever,
double bonus. I fucking need to buy that, man. I'm gonna get that shit on Blu-ray.
Yeah. I want to see it.
I want to see it,
I want to see
but
it.
I wanna.
But I want it. Did you've never seen Little Nemo's Adventures in Slumberland?
No,
They played it, I think, on the Disney Channel when we were kids. Or
I'm
something.
not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna
It's-
risk watching a second of Hannah Montana in the interest of watching Little Nemo and Slumberland.
Oh, no, I mean, back when we were kids, when it was good.
I'm not gonna risk
Uh,
getting a time machine and going back and watching the beginnings of Hannah Montana.
It's all on YouTube. You should watch it. It's really, really good. I remember it legitimately, like, terrified me at points because it's like, this little boy goes to sleep because obviously Adventures in Slumberland. And he, like, in his dream, he goes into this, like, crazy ass kingdom. That's
You
just
said, wait, you put the emphasis on the wrong part there. You said
Crazy
crazy.
ass.
You said crazy ass kingdom. You didn't say crazy ass kingdom.
crazy
You
ass
specifically
kingdom.
said he goes into a crazy ass kingdom.
I'm sorry.
And now my mind is filled with images of what a crazy ass kingdom would consist of. Is the kingdom made of asses or the citizens' asses? Are there castles big asses that like little asses walk into and out of?
You can be quiet.
Is Charmander a detective in the crazy ass kingdom?
Yes,
he
is.
solves questions for
He solves-
everybody.
He solves all the cases. Charmander and Charmander.
Give me the royal detective.
But yeah, Little Nemo's Adventures in Slumberland is terrific. Like he goes in this kingdom and a bunch of wonderful things happen, and then all of a sudden like he opens this door because this clown man like entices him to. He's like, "Oh, look at these big doors, let's open them." And you're like, "No, don't do it, Little Nemo." Like this. And all this black goop comes out and it like swallows up the king. And
What
the
is it
king's
with
like,
them in the
"Oh,
black
you-"
goop?
Huh?
What is it with them in the black goop anime?
I don't know.
Paranoid
But it's
Agent
just
is black goop.
terrifying black goop. And it, like,
Spirited Away
swallows
is nothing
the
but black goop. Like the last half of that movie is just black goop. That's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, everything is black goop in anime. That's what we should have told the anime noob.
just eat pudding.
Just eat pudding.
Don't even watch anime. Just eat pudding.
Just put pudding on your face. Just put pudding all over your face, everywhere.
That's the
like
worst.
fucking-
That's as poor mental images I've had since Ass Kingdom.
Things are photoshopped today. Ass Kingdom. Pudding on
And
your face.
Detective Charmander.
Detective Charmander.
Well, we've been going on for an hour, and I'm pretty. Like, there's a shitload of questions, but most of them are like by people who actually know what they're talking about. So we're completely unprepared for that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's like. Well, okay. This one's pretty good. Mr. Void wants to know what character do you most identify with, / who is most like you in
In
animes. Yeah.
I guess I'd probably have to pick from Osmanga because they're the most realistic ones.
Yeah.
And I would probably say.
I would choose Spike Spiegel because he's really cool and he
I would
care,
say-
and I don't care about
I
what
would
anybody
say
says.
Valentine because I'm mysterious and you don't know.
She's super hot, and I don't remember where I'm from. I don't remember
and I got the
anything.
boobs and you
And
put
it
the
doesn't
jacket
matter
around.
what
I
I'm
got
like.
the...
I guess I'm like Ed because he's
Oh.
wacky and I'm no, sorry.
that went off the far
Why the
side.
fuck did they never explain what happened to Faye? That's kind of cool, but it's also kind of not.
They kind of did that on Cowboy Bebop.
I know.
Just
Like
like,
I can't.
Thing you want to know about? Fuck you.
I can't decide whether that's like the coolest thing ever to just be like, you know what, it doesn't matter, it's about the characters, or if that just is irritating. Because I think I probably just didn't like the characters enough to be okay with them not explaining stuff, so I was waiting for plot stuff. That must be it.
Maybe.
I'm
I
doubling
don't know
down
who.
on that.
I would probably be most like. I would maybe Chio-chan just because I'm tiny.
Nope.
I don't know.
Bad answer. Nope.
Bad answer. Not Osaka. Maybe
You're a little bit of Tomo-chan mixed with Osaka, I think.
mixed with Yumi. I almost think
Who's Yumi?
actually because she's the one that's neurotic about her grades, the kind of boring one.
Yeah, you're definitely Yumi.
Oh,
And they make fun of her for being fat all the time too.
I'm Yumi with Osaka with Tomo-chan. I think.
Okay,
Oh,
so you're just Asmagdai. You just cheated and just chose an entire
yeah,
anime,
I'm Osmanga
entire cast of characters.
Yay.
I don't have anybody, so you got me on that one. Oh no, geez. Oh, well, we already said that. Fuck. Oh well, that's pretty much it.
Oh, we should mention Crying Wife. Just to mention Crying Wife because it's hilarious.
People should watch Crying Wife.
People should watch Crying Wife. CryingWife.com, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's just this guy. I showed Anthony yesterday. It's just this guy filming his wife, and she just cries at the end of every movie. And I think right now he has up Lord of the Rings, Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, Back to the Future 3, Back to the Future 1. AI.
It's literally like one of those weird transcendent things to see. because it's not just like, oh, she's crying and it's funny, because it is that. It is really funny to see a woman cry at something that's not at all sad and like get really into 2012 of all things and start getting scared and start crying. Like that's kind of funny, but like it literally blew my mind to see someone cry as hard as she did at the end of Lord of the Rings, where nobody is dead. Like nothing sad happened. There's nothing there to be sad about at all.
I kind of understand Lord of the Rings because it's just sort of like, oh, their friendship and
well, okay, what about,
I do not understand Back to the Future 3 though.
Back to the Future 3. Like nothing sad happens. Like I don't. It's like seeing the world from a different set of eyes, and like having to come to grips with the fact that this woman exists and like feels things in a way that you and I will never be able to feel. Like we will never understand the universe in the way that she understands it, and like that is just nuts to me. Like I wish I could feel anything as acutely as this woman feels sadness toward movies that are completely happy.
Can you imagine if she like watched Doctor Who all the way through?
Yeah.
And then David Tennant's regeneration. I feel like she would just kill herself.
Yeah, that's what I would.
I don't think she could contain the sadness.
Yeah, yeah. There's that moment in the Lord of the Rings one where, like, in addition to making sounds like a wounded puppy for like 90% of it, she's like, "They're best friends forever now," and she starts crying, and like he's like comforting her, and like she says to him like, "I fucking lost it." 'Cause she's like, "That's a bond that could never be broken." Like comforting herself. Like,
oh my god,
that is fucking like nuts. I could not even conceive of a human being who reacts that way to things, and it is so cool to see that.
So good.
I still wish she were fatter though. That would be even more hilarious.
You're awful.
I know. But like it would make it hilarious if she were like three times her current weight.
She's pretty cute.
Yeah, she's really cute, and it's confusing. It muddles the issue to have a girl that cute doing those things. She needs to be completely just gordo.
Gordo.
I think that's Spanish for fat.
Large, I think.
It sounds like fat. That's a great word.
Gordo.
It sounds like what it means.
Yeah.
It's very round sounding.
I like what. Whoa. I like words that are like that. That sound like what they mean.
Like
anyway.
what else?
I guess onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia does not sound like. Oh, you mean like onomatopoeias themselves?
Like crack.
Crack's a good one, actually. Oh well. Oh, okay.
Oh, do you have any announcements?
Your post is up on Hey Ash now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, the one about up.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I need to start posting more. It's just being editor-in-chief is like consuming my life.
You're editor-in-chief now?
Yes, you know this.
Were you always editor-in-chief?
No, I'm editor-in-chief this semester for the first time.
For your stupid little...
For my college newspaper.
Yeah, for your gay shit.
For my gay shit.
For your small-time crap. It's nothing. We're on the internet.
You.
We're on the we have a blog, okay? Can you think of anyone else who has a blog? We're the only ones. But yeah, we got a new Hey Ash coming up next Thursday. I think it's going to be Rock Band. I think.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, and there's already if you haven't seen the latest Once Upon a Pixel, the Worlds of Power Metal Gear, then please watch that and don't comment by saying that the Angry Video Game Nerd did it better because he just sat down and read an entire novel. Did you know that like we have this weird thing where like every time we do something, Angry Video Game Nerd did it like 2 days before, like exactly.
Wait, what?
You know, we did the Metal Gear finale. I'm obviously not saying that we copied him or he copied us. It's just this crazy ass coincidence. But like when we did the Metal Gear finale, where it was like this big fight scene thing, and we were really proud of it, and like, there's no fight scenes like this around. Ah, that's so cool. Like 2 days before, or maybe the day before, Angry Video Game Nerd had done this thing with Bugs Bunny's Bad Cast or something like that. And, he does that thing where the characters from the games come in and hassle him and stuff. But like for the first time ever, presumably, from what I can remember, like he has this big elongated fight scene with Bugs Bunny, like a day before we have our big elongated fight scene between all of our characters. And then Davis did her most recent Once Upon a Pixel on the Worlds of Power book for Metal Gear, which is those novels that they released that were just written. And like literally 2 days before on his personal blog, Angry Video Game Nerd did this thing where he just recorded himself reading the entirety of the Mega Man Worlds of Power book like out loud, just beginning to end. Yeah, beginning to end, like 2 days before, and like he'd never done that before. And it just blew my mind, just the coincidence of it.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Like, thank God it was different enough that, like...
Yeah, at least it wasn't the Metal Gear Solid one.
Yeah, I mean, when people say, like, oh, Angry Video Game Nerd, I'm like, okay, so you're just being stupid. Like, you're saying stupid things because they're not even remotely similar, and one obviously took a little bit more effort than... I mean, not to diminish what the guy did, because there's something sort of subtly and just very focused about the funniness of just reading those bad novels. But, I mean, it's obviously... Yeah. It's different. So when somebody says, oh, Angry Video Game Nerd, I can be, okay, so you're just stupid. I can completely dismiss what you're saying without harm or regret, and that's cool. Like, I don't have to actually worry and think about what you said, which is what I would do, with the Bugs Bunny thing.
You still need to send me Xbox games, mister.
You don't even have time to play them if you're being editor-in-chief all the time.
No, I have time to play them the latter half of the week. Because
okay.
I'm only taking 3 classes this semester because I didn't want to die from stress. But like my newspaper stuff is pretty much concentrated at the beginning of the week. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm just like I can't do anything else with my life. But like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'll send you Mass Effect then, because Mass Effect 2 is interesting, and you're gonna have to play Mass Effect 1 on easy because it's a shooter, and even then the shooting mechanics aren't that great. But like in Mass Effect 2, it's almost structured. It's almost structured a little bit like Serenity.
Really?
Yeah, because there's the whole point of Mass Effect 2 is that when you get to the end of the game, this isn't a spoiler, like they tell you this pretty early on, but like there's this mission that you're gonna go on at the end of the game, and for all the game, it just functions like for most of the game it functions like any other game, which is nobody on your team is going to die permanently because unless they're heirs or whatever, that never happened. You didn't lose Steiner 3 hours into Final Fantasy 9 for any reason.
Right.
But once you get to once you go through this Omega 4 relay, all bets are off. Like your characters can die permanently, and then they won't show up in Mass Effect 3 because Mass Effect does this thing where you actually take your character from the first game and import him and all the decisions you made into the second game, and then you take that character and import him and all the decisions you made into the third game that will eventually be released. And so your characters can die and never come back in Mass Effect 3, and they kind of screw up the implementation in certain ways, and it sort of bums me out in certain ways. But I'll be interested to see if you like Mass Effect, how that will affect the way you feel about Mass Effect 2 and so on, because it's an interesting sort of narrative thing that most games don't really have the balls to try in terms of actually allowing your characters to die and so on and so forth.
Right.
So I'll send you Mass Effect. I'll send you Fable 2 because the ending of that is great. But you gotta get married in Fable 2 because that's funny.
Okay.
Get married and have kids, and if you want to, you can have hoes in different area codes.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll send you those two. Did I say I was gonna send you anything else?
I felt like you did, but I don't remember now.
Doesn't matter. I'll just send you those two.
Okay.
Those will last you a pretty long time.
Alrighty.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.